We welcome in the linebacker of the Philadelphia Eagles, Nigel Bradham. Kind enough to join me for a couple moments. Nigel, how are you, pal?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and first and foremost, we appreciate it. We are looking forward to having you jump on board every week throughout the football season, so we really look forward to talking some Eagles with you, and let's start right off the game. I thought the defense played well yesterday. And I also thought at the end of the day, sometimes you get into a situation where you guys were just flat out gassed. But I like the game plan. I like the aggressiveness from Jim Schwartz. I thought you guys were going after Alex Smith. Was that kind of the game plan going in to try to flush him out of the pocket a little bit? Because you guys were able to get that push up the gut.
Yeah, we wanted to close the pocket on him and try to make him move around a little bit more, try to take away his quick throws. We know he's a game manager.
Yep.
Everybody knows that. So pretty much he's trying to take away his quick throws, take that part away, and we knew our pressure could get there and get some good pressure on him. So
yeah, and I saw Jim was dialing up some blitzes too. You were disruptive with a couple tackles. I know one play you didn't get to Smith, but you were disruptive. Jernigan's came in, cleaned it up. Yeah. Cox and Curry. It's hard to wrap. Is it hard to wrap up Alex Smith?
Yeah, man, he got away from me, man. He's a little bit more mobile than you would think. He's actually pretty good at running the ball. So, but yeah, he had great strength, man. He made a good move on me and spun up out my arms, but I definitely felt like I had him. But yeah, I definitely got to make those, man, because I was sick after that. I didn't get him.
How much pressure does it put on the front seven when you start to get some injuries in the secondary? Because, again, you had a situation, Watkins, who's played really well outside at the corner, he leaves the game with the hamstring injury, and then Douglas comes in, and right away, the first snap for the kid is an NFL pro. He makes a nice play on Tyreek Hill. Did that put more pressure on you guys to try to be more disruptive and at least try to throw Alex Smith off his game a little bit, knowing that the secondary was taking some issues and some injuries?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was like one of those things where we felt like we had confidence in it. So, I mean, he's been doing great all season for us. So we had confidence going into it, but he would be ready to go up in there. He practiced all week, and he prepared like he was going to start. Because, honestly, we didn't really know who we wanted to start going into the week of this game. So pretty much them boys, they were splitting reps at practice, and pretty much he prepared himself like a starter. He stepped up, came in the game, made plays right away. I felt like it put some pressure on him, but it didn't because he played so well. Because he came in, he didn't get gas. He played well on Tyreek, especially with his speed.
Yep.
Being able to put his hands on him and use his long frame to knock off that time, and so they can get their quick passes as well.
I was saying this in the 12 o'clock hour. A lot of times when a defense is really pinning their ears back and they're giving max effort and they're, it's not always about the sacks and the numbers and the getting home, but it's about being disruptive, the hurries, the hits, if you will, that cumulative effect it takes on the quarterback. You go into that third and fourth quarter, it almost seemed like, I don't want to say it was inevitable that Hunt was going to pop one, but that's a running back where Kansas City, they feed him, and it wears down that defense. Did you guys feel you were getting a little gassed late in the third and in the fourth quarter?
No, honestly, we felt like we was in great shape, man. We honestly on that play when he broke, man, we had one guy out of his gap.
That's it. Yep.
And that was all it was. Like we had it. Like, I mean, we was controlling the run game the whole game, and that was our main focus, being able to not let them be able to control the run game and take that part away from them and make them have to try to get in situations where they have to try to throw the ball, and so that way we can get pressure on Alex Smith and make him more comfortable back there.
Did you guys stack the box on that run play? I'm trying to read the 57-yarder because you're right. Once you get that second line of defense, that's it.
Yeah, we actually was in a 46 defense front. So we really only had one linebacker back, seriously. So and so it was like, when it's that type of situation, if one guy gets out of the gap and it created a seam and he hit it, he found that seam, we had nobody there, and it just got out on us, man.
Hey, listen.
That was one round we wanted to definitely take back.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it wasn't so much of a backbreaker, but it just showed. I think it gave their offense and it gave their line maybe a little more confidence, and to give Hunt a couple more carries, especially late in the game. And again, a couple minutes with Eagles linebacker Nigel Bradham. He's going to join me every Monday after the Eagles play throughout the season at 105, so keep it locked in. Going back, it's funny because as that game unfolds, you guys are right there. You get a couple fluky plays. First of all, Sproles never fumbles. You get to play off the DB's chest where Ertz gets the 57-yarder. You can't make the chippy field goal with the new kicker. So points are lost right there. But then the fluky play with Jones, and it's not, it's a team being opportunistic, right? I mean, that's what happens. You get the fluky play, the ball's bounced off the helmet, Jones gets it, and Kansas City goes in for a score. Those types of turnovers from a defensive standpoint, I know they don't deflate you guys, but you're playing real well, and then all of a sudden the offense can't get it going. It's a fluky play, and you're right back out there.
Yeah, and our main thing is just to have those guys back because sometimes things like that happen.
Yep.
I mean, like you say, those were counter plays, it's just things was just happening that way. So with our mentality as a defense, we're just going to go out there and find a way to get them stopped. And if they're in great field position, at least hold them to 3. So that way we can still have a chance to stay in the game. But we don't want to give them anything, honestly. And that's our mentality as we take the field. We go into the game knowing that situations like that will happen, so we can have that in our mind frame where, hey, if this happens, then we're going to be ready to go out there and make this stop and keep ourselves in this game,
I'll tell you what, 2 more before I let you get out of here. When you look at the defensive, the front guys and the linebackers, and then you look at Curry and Cox, Jernigan and Kendricks played outstanding yesterday, but Timmy Jernigan, to me, he's going to be a handful. I mean, he's going to be a guy where, I look at the way kind of at times, I know Snacks plays differently, Harrison with the Giants when he clogs the middle, but Jernigan, it just seems like, man, you really have to, you got to bring it when you're lining up against him because he can really be disruptive in that pocket.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely an enforcer, and he complements Fletcher very well. I feel like those guys complement each other very well with their style of play because they're both, incredible talent up front. And, the way they move those guys around up front and get off the ball, man, it's unbelievable how fast and how powerful those guys are. And for me, unfortunately, I've been playing with Timmy since college. So I've been seeing been able to play behind him for years. You know what,
Nigel? He's been listen, and I've criticized him on the air the last couple of years. And I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if something went off inside, but he's been flying around. I mean, he's been inserting himself. He's been playing well. I give him credit.
Yeah, and I think a lot. So what had to do with it? Because like in college we ran a 4-3, so I think a lot had to do with the scheme. Maybe in the past, as far as when he was in the 3-4 scheme in Baltimore. So he's more of a 4-3
guy.
Yeah. So he's because his power and speed, he's able to use his athletic ability against those guys. And tell you what, I mean, those guards have a tremendous hard time trying to block a one-on-one. And because he's a beast out there, man. He disrupts, and I'm just fortunate to be able to play behind those guys. I got a great core in front of me. We compliment those guys all the time.
Well, you guys get a little rarity tonight because you're home in the friendly confines, so you get an opportunity. You're going to watch with the Giants looming with the home opener. You're going to watch any of the game tonight. Little scouting report on the Giants.
Oh, definitely. Got it.
Are you guys chomping your bit knowing that their offensive line has major problems, especially at the left tackle position?
We'll look forward to going up against it. I can't say that.
I mean, you just gave. I'm not asking you to game plan here, but I point out the left tackle position. We know it's Flowers. I mean, it's not like you have to the audience knows who we're talking about here. You should be licking your chops. That offensive line is horrible.
I mean, like I said, our defensive line is tremendous, man. We definitely got one of the best in the league, if not the best. I think our front seven is unbelievable, and our back end has gotten way better. So, I mean, our safeties, we got the best duo, I feel like, in the league with Rodney and Jenkins, and hopefully Rodney is healthy soon.
Yep.
But guys come in and step up for him as well.
Listen, it should be interesting because Washington gets a much-needed win. Cowboys get a little humbled on the road against Denver. You got the Giants playing the Lions. You know how it is. Early on in the season, it's always an overreaction Monday, right? I mean, it's overreaction Monday. Then everyone settles down Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we start to preview the next game coming forward. But listen, Good stuff for the first time. See, I took it easy on you today. The softballs, the softballs. That's it. Week one. This first time, the softballs are done. we get into it a little more. Listen, we look forward to it, and we look forward to having you join me every week. And appreciate it. And best of luck against the Giants. We'll talk on Monday.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. See you next week.
All right, you got it. Nigel Bradham, Eagles linebacker.